You not doing you grabbing my hand for what? I ain't grabbing your hand.
1, 2.
Babe,
You're
not following.
You're trying to do a bunch of extra stuff like spinning the wrist and stuff.
Well, if you
my
want
wrist can't turn like that.
Yes, it can. You just ain't trying.
Come on. Why you gotta make it so difficult?
That's all you do. Turn. That is not hard.
That was
Shut
so
down.
wet.
Anyway, we don't have no handshake yet. Welcome to Did It On Purpose.
We are never going to have a handshake.
Welcome to Did It On Purpose. We just wasted 2 minutes of trying to find a handshake that we can't agree on. But I am Todd. This is
his beautiful, amazing, lovely wife, Lena.
They know you my wife by now. We on the 4th episode. And today we're talking about, first we got to cut to commercial because we have sponsors soon.
That was good. You did that on purpose.
Oh my gosh. Jesus.
I like it.
We're talking about, what are we talking about today? Marriage.
What raw, naked truth are we going to talk about today?
Marriage.
Oh, yeah, that's the raw, naked truth.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can't even take a dump in peace when you get married, boy.
No, you can't.
My wife, listen, my wife be trying to go to the bathroom while I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth. I'm like, girl.
Because I'll be having important conversations.
Yeah, but it ain't that important. You can have your own time on the commode by yourself and wait till it airs out and then we can talk.
Why? It's called marriage.
I'm not that guy. I don't want nobody in the bathroom when I'm going. I don't want to be in the bathroom when you going. So, that's all I'm saying.
Well.
Our audio recording, we good? You sure? He ain't got the headphones on, y'all, so he's saying this recording. Yeah. All right, let me go back. So, we good on the audio? All right.
So, what does marriage mean to you? The people want to know, what does marriage mean to you? Like, what's your idea of a beautiful marriage?
Marriage means you can no longer have food to yourself.
Oh my God.
You can no longer go anywhere and not check in. Marriage is just one big old form of, no, I'm just playing. No, marriage to me means partnership. It means journey. It means sacrifice. It's beautiful. Marriage is beautiful because one thing you don't have to worry about is, hopefully for some people, that you don't have to worry about is going through life without support, without reinforcement, without someone to go through the ups and the downs with you. So to me, ultimately, it's just about companionship, friendship, relationship.
I think that's good. I would say
a bunch of ships.
I literally was going to say that it's literally it's a what's the word I was going to say? Marriage is first a ministry. It's a mirror. So I look at marriage and I look at having a companionship, having a partner, having a best friend along the journey with you, someone who was able to love you through your flaws, someone who was able to help you grow through your flaws, someone who was able to cultivate you. Marriage is like, marriage is a gift. When you get married, it is such a blessing. You truly know, like, wow, God, you love me enough to send me someone to do this thing called life, this purpose with. And it truly is an honor to be married.
Do you want this like this or you want to flip down?
You see, that's what I mean. Like that.
I'm asking you. Do you want this?
I love that. No, I'm saying like beautiful moments like that.
Answer the question, woman. Do you want it flipped down or you want it up like this?
No, leave it up.
Because right now it looks
crazy.
But
that's marriage. Someone who look after you to make sure you're good.
Yeah.
I love that. It's a covering.
Yeah. I agree.
can't stand him, y'all.
No, it is.
Him sometimes I feel like I'm talking to myself in the marriage.
No, all right. I'm listening. Like, just if I don't have a response, what am I supposed to say? I'm not one to talk just to be talking. Mm-hmm. But no, marriage is a marriage. Here's the thing. I think marriage is more of I think more in the traditional sense, it's more of a gift to a man than it is to a woman. This is the reason why I say that. Because the Bible says that when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing, he obtains favor. Now, on the flip side, one may say, well, what about when the woman gets the husband? It doesn't that you find a covering, you find a visionary, a leader, which is a gift. But in a sense where it's like for men, we're looking for that person that we can give something to and they can give us more back.
Looking for a helpmate.
Yeah, not only that, a multiplier.
Yeah,
we're looking for somebody who can.
That's the perfect word.
Can multiply. That's what I'm supposed to be able to say. Wife, here's a seed. Yeah. Here you go. You got children. Wife, here's $5. Here you go. This is how we can grow it into 15 or 15 million. Here's an idea.
She's that substance.
Yeah, she's literally the multiplier. And in return, I think the one of the I won't say unfortunate, but because I mean naturally we were raising our daughter to make sure that she's a strong woman. She can take care of herself before she meets her husband. But sometimes the downside to that is women can tend to think that they don't need a husband. And just as much as men need women, they need us, because women, a lot of times you have decisions sometimes that are made out of emotion, that are made out of feelings. Not that it's a bad thing to have those things, but sometimes men are a little bit more even keel and a little bit more like, let me take a step back and really look at this, and then I can give it to you and you can help drive that thing. So I think that both need each other. So I just, I think that's one of the biggest things for me with marriage is we need to be able to give a woman something that she can help multiply. And for the woman, it's like, I may be strong and independent, but I would like to have some of this responsibility or this thing relieved from me. So how can you?
A shared.
Yeah.
In the Bible, when God made Adam, He made Eve to be a helpmate. He made Eve to be the rib. Mm-hmm. So it was God gave Adam, He gifted Adam Eve for him to carry out destiny. Mm-hmm. She became the help. So I believe that the husband are to lead, and we are to help him lead, to unlock the things that God has put in him and in return.
Yeah. And that goes hand in hand. That goes side by side. It's not like,
'cause
like the woman is the lesser of the two. No, you walk together. Mm-hmm. That's why it says, how can two walk together except they agree? Not how can one walk behind the other except they agree.
Yeah, it's very important to have a vision in your marriage. And it's important to marry someone with a vision so that you can come in and carry out the purpose for that vision. So I think one of the beautiful things, and it's funny because when we got married, I remember you having a vision for your life, but I didn't necessarily come in and say, well, what's your vision and how can I be a part of that? Mm-hmm. But I knew, and you were so clear on what your purpose was, I knew that I could be someone to assist him in that purpose. And because I'm very ambitious, because I'm a visionary, I knew that, this is somebody I want to align with. I know that when we get together, favor and grace, it creates power. Mm-hmm. So that's a bar. I like that.
She was waiting to use that line.
No, I was not.
I could tell how you delivered it.
No, I was not.
Favor and grace.
No, I went back
That's
to...
a bar.
No, I was just
That's
reminded
not a
because
bar,
when you
babe.
said in the Bible, he who finds a wife finds favor.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, God gives you favor, but also there is so much grace that comes in a marriage as well. You receive this grace.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's very important to have a very healthy, strong relationship. You mentioned showing your daughter, having a strong marriage so that you can show your daughter what marriage looks like, because women can be so hard. Women can try to take on the leadership roles, and it's okay to be a leader, but it's also important for you to be soft. It's also important for you to be calm. It's also important for you not to try to dominate your marriage, because that's not what God created you to do. That's what man is for.
Not only that, leaders, I mean, you can't be a leader unless you know how to follow.
That's
right?
good.
Every leader has followed someone, and that's how they became a leader. So even when we say that for us, we believe, like the husband is the leader of the family, the wife is the one who assists him in that leadership, doesn't mean that she's not a leader. Because think about it. A true leader knows how to, doesn't make all the decisions, meaning he's not saying, or, we're always going right. A true leader says, what do you think? And which should tell you technically who's the leader in a doggone marriage. Like the wife is going to say, well, babe, I think da-da-da-da. And the smart husband is going to say, he's going to assess it and say, you know what, we should do that.
Yeah.
Or sometimes he's going to say, you know what, we should do that, but maybe not right now. Let's try this. Yeah. So the wife is still a leader in the marriage. It's just you're taking you're riding in the passenger seat. You're not
serving. You're serving your leader.
Right. Exactly. And you're not necessarily driving us, but I am helping you drive.
Yeah, I'm helping you drive. Sense. I'm serving. The passenger helps drive.
Yeah. Watch out for that car, babe.
Yeah.
Just like they do in real life anyway.
Yeah, but it's like,
why you parking here? Why are you driving that fast?
I do always. I'm such a passenger driver.
Oh my gosh, it's a joint on Instagram where, like, when you do the reels and the comedian is saying, the wives, man, when you get married, first thing they want to do is, why you going that fast, babe? Why you parking over here, babe? I don't think you should park over here. I'm telling you. And then the husband is like, you know what? I never had a problem parking here before. I never had a problem driving this fast before. I ain't never had no issues. So
we are here to serve. We are here to assist. But you know what? You said something like the husband is the head. The wife is the neck. So honestly, when you think about it, the head actually controls the neck.
No, the neck controls the head.
I mean, yeah, I'm sorry.
Technically, the head does control the neck because the brain is what tells the neck to move.
Right, but I'm talking about steering in that direction.
Yeah, I know, but the head can't. Right, absolutely.
Yeah, the neck is so that's what we are as wives. We are that neck, and men are the head.
So what? Well, all right. So we touched on something that I want to kind of highlight. For us, when we first moved out here, even sometimes it's still a thing now, but I think it's definitely accepted more. But in this industry,
the producers got a sign saying, "Todd, don't touch the mic." Don't listen.
Sorry. Hey, listen. Okay, I got to make sure that they hearing everything I got to say. Okay. All right, I don't want to touch the mic no more. But no, about marriage, right? Marriage in this industry. Right. Obviously, we're actors, we're writers, we're producers. But when you first get in this industry, or it used to be where they didn't want you to come off like you were in a relationship or you were in a marriage. But now you see the shift in where it's accepted. It's like, it's beautiful to see a man who has a family or a wife and they're representing a strong foundation. But how did you, like, what, for you, obviously, when you came out here, you were married, right, with a kid, but that wasn't something that you had put out in the forefront.
No, it wasn't something that I put out.
What caused the shift?
But it wasn't something that I put out in the forefront. I wasn't married when I came out here. I was in a relationship. And everybody knew that I had a child. Everybody knew that I had a relationship. But
not everybody. The people around you knew.
The people around me, yeah. Well, the thing is, the industry is so interesting because then they didn't praise marriages and relationships.
Right.
That didn't mean that I didn't have a desire and I didn't want to still be married or show or publicly show my marriage. Mine just didn't work out at the time. But when we got married, it still was a time where the industry still wasn't praising marriage and family, especially not children.
Did it stop you from putting it out there?
No, it didn't. It didn't, because I, like, you know me.
I mean, I know not for me it didn't.
Yeah, like I'm so bold, and I'm the type of person that if I want to do something, I'm gonna do it regardless, and I'm gonna recreate your whole standards as much as I can possibly can. Like, that's just me. Like, but at the same time, I love how the shift is happening now, where everybody is celebrating marriage. Everybody is celebrating having children, and I'm on my 3rd kid. I've been there, done that. I think that we don't live our life, or we don't base our marriage on the industry.
I mean, you can't.
I think what I'm saying is we don't allow our marriage to define us. I mean, to define. We don't allow the industry to define or influence our marriage in any way, shape, or form. Mm-hmm. Like, we've been doing this and walking together. It's been times where I've been ready to just walk away from the industry and not even be a part of it, because I'm like, well, this is what I want to do, and industry don't like it. Oh well, I don't want no parts of it. But our marriage is our first ministry. Like, that's our first priority. So if our marriage isn't working because of something that's happened in the industry, then we're going to fix this before we go deal with anything in the industry. Mm-hmm. This right here is what God has given us, and this is what we're going to take care of. Yeah. This right here is going to build our legacy. This right here is going to create purpose and legacy for our children.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I 1,000% agree. I mean, I've never been one to worry about, what someone thinks or what a producer thinks or what a cast, if I'm married, or publicist. Like, that's what I want to do. That's
never been us, and I thank God.
Vanessa Bell Calloway gave me that. That's the one I always credit her. Before I got married, and I wasn't even looking for marriage at the time, but I remember asking her for advice as an artist, and that was the first thing she said. She said, "Baby, go live your life." Go get married, go have children, go travel the world. This industry ain't going nowhere, you need those experiences to sometimes help you with getting through this industry.
That's actually very important.
So, shout out to her. Always, that's like an auntie, Vanessa Bell Calloway. Let's say that.
Yeah. No, that's actually important. Yeah. You should live your life. You shouldn't. Your marriage is your marriage. And if God gave you the marriage, you should be going to him for advice. You should be going to him asking for direction, not the world, not the industry, not your job.
Yeah, but even that, sometimes you're gonna get that godly answer from somebody. So, segue. Another question, because these producers, man, they be putting pressure on us with these questions, man.
That's actually a good question they got there.
It is a good question, though.
That's a very good question. We have a lot of marriage panels, and a lot of the beautiful thing about.
What's the question? Are you getting to it?
I'm getting to it. Oh. We got married because it was our second time getting married. God spoke to us early in our marriage and told us to start doing marriage empowerment panels. And these marriage empowerment panels, we thought we were just doing them just for the sake of, like, let's just put these events on. They're going to help and heal so many marriages and restore marriages. But baby, God he has a great way to trigger you to do something, okay? Because honestly, what he revealed to me over time was the marriage empowerment panels was actually to hold us accountable, to make sure we had the accountability.
Sorry. No,
was to make sure that we had the accountability partners, the mentors, the wisdom that we needed to guide and shape our marriage the way that he has designed for our marriage. So, one of the questions we get a lot on our panel is, should a woman marry a man when they're financially unstable? And that's such a beautiful, I love.
If it was my daughter, I'd be like, no. No, I'm just playing. I'm not playing.
Listen.
No, I mean, financially stable. That's a. It depends on what you deem as financially stable. Does a man need to have $1 million in the bank? I don't necessarily. No, I don't agree with that. But I do think a man should be able to take care of the woman that he's asking to join him on this journey. If you cannot, then you probably should get that figured out first. You don't have to be making even 6 figures. You should. It'd be nice. Yeah. But if you're able to at least, here's my advice. If you're able to take care of her equal or better than where she's coming from, meaning if she came from her father and he took care of her to a certain standard, if you can't meet that, then don't ask her to marry you.
I think that's actually good. I also think that it is a thin line with that as well, though, because I think you have to also be mentally wealthy. Like, God gives us the power to create wealth. So he may not be a millionaire, but if my daughter came to us and said, if our daughter came to us and said, Mom, Dad, this is the man I want to marry. Okay, what's the vision? What's the plan? Is there a vision for his life? And is there a vision for y'all life when you guys come together? So I think that's where my heart would be like, I don't need to see your bank account, but I need to see a business plan, or I need to see some type of something that you have created, a vision.
I don't need to see a bank account, but I do need to know.
I know you're going to be a little bit more intense.
Absolutely. Because
I love
think
that,
about
though.
it. Think about it, right? If a woman, let's just say she's not on her own yet, or let's say she is on her own and she takes care of herself to a certain degree. If you can't meet that, why is she going to say, all right, cool, I'm going to leave what I'm doing and marry? So I'm just saying, like, that's a real
thing.
Real thing.
But also that's why I say, Mom, for me, I'm a mom and I'm a little bit different because love is love, and you're not, when you meet a man, you don't always meet money. You don't always.
I didn't say don't love him. I didn't say don't love him.
So
you can love. You should love him. Y'all should love each other. But when you're ready to ask her hand in marriage, you as a man should have certain things in order, in place.
So what if he have this vision and God is sending her the helpmate to help carry, because a lot of times God will place people in our lives to unlock our millions, to unlock our destiny.
I get that.
So he could be this great guy who have this vision, but God sent her to him so that he can connect with us to unlock some of the billionaire business ideas that he have.
But there are a lot of lazy visionaries.
That's true too.
So if he does come to me and say, man, I got this vision. All right, do you have a job?
Yeah, well.
Nah, I don't, but I got this vision. Do you get up and work?
Well, I think we're going to teach our daughter better than that.
But that's my point. But we're not just talking about our daughter. I'm talking about when it comes to marriages and finances, there are certain things that I believe as a man, me being a man and having asked someone to marry me, I knew at the time, I was like, okay, I make enough money where we'll be all right. Like, even if my wife, let's just say my wife doesn't work or she can't work or we have children and she takes time off, you got to be able to carry those things. Not saying that there are not going to be times where it gets a little tight or whatever, but at least you should be able to know I can take care of us. If you decide to say, yes, I'm going to marry. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think that's why
I'm speaking to the men on that.
No, and I get it. And I think that's why it's so important to meet your mate in purpose. Because when you're not in purpose, you can meet somebody randomly in a club. You can meet somebody randomly at the gas station, and it's like, well, don't get mad that he ain't doing what he's supposed to do. You met him in the club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's very important when you think about marriage and where you're going and your legacy, that husband you want to meet in purpose. That wife you want to meet in purpose.
Or on their way to purpose.
Or on their way. They gotta match my ministry. You know?
Yeah.
We've been married 5 years now.
Yeah. 5 years. They it's funny. before you even learn about the whole, like, numbers and what they mean, because we know obviously 5 represents grace, but before you even learn about that, you always hear, man, if you can make past the first 5 years, you all right.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that when you come to learn what numbers mean, it means grace. So it's like, you actually were graced to not only make it there, but now you have more grace to go past 5 years.
It hasn't been an easy journey, but it's been a very purposeful, a very what's the word I'm looking for? What would the word be?
It's been interestingly nuanced with...
It's work.
I was going to finish my thing, but...
Because that came to mind. Marriage is work.
Okay.
And if you're not constantly working and constantly cultivating, then you're messing up the assignment that God has given y'all.
Marriage is also good communication, and you just cut me off. That was not good communication. I just want to say that.
That's one of the things in our marriage that we constantly work on, our communication.
I'm worked. This one...
I am working.
Yeah. Cause I listen very intently to what you're saying before I have my response. I don't have my response ready to fire off.
Yeah, because I didn't understand the importance of listening.
This is what we learned in 5 years. So.
Yeah, no, seriously, I didn't understand the importance of listening. You think you're having a conversation, but you're just so quick to speak. And I'm like, what I do? You're not listening. But it took 5 years for me to...
Go ahead.
He ain't never told me to shut up, y'all.
No, I wouldn't.
But no, it took 5 years for and to be honest, I think the word I'm looking for is we're still figuring it out.
Yeah, you don't always figure it out. I think every 5 years you should have something new to figure out. You should make it a purpose to have something new, because you're growing. You are growing every year, but you have something to work towards every 5 years. Don't cut me off.
I just had a thought, and did y'all see that?
Yep.
It came up, and I said, just wait.
You should have every 5 years. You should be growing. You should, because every 5 years somebody's gonna really make a drastic change.
Yeah, that's very
and you
true.
have to be able to flow with the changes of the person and of the marriage.
Yeah.
What were you about to say with your finger point?
I was going to say, a lot of times marriages aren't successful because they're not, remember I said it's work. People aren't working. They aren't understanding that when you came into this marriage, you brought your childhood trauma, you brought your past relationship, you brought your old habits, you brought your siblings, your cousins, your auntie, nieces.
You brought your upbringing.
All of your upbringings and all the friends that have their own opinions and perspectives. You bring that all into your marriage. And if you don't look each other in the mirror, and this is why I say again, marriage is a mirror, because a mirror holds up and it reflects what you're giving off. My husband, Lena, is not what you said, it's how you said it. And I'm like, what? What'd I say? That right there, that delivery. Oh, you don't even know that you're doing it because that's how you've done it for so long. So it's very important to constantly be working, constantly be cultivating, constantly be nurturing each other to change each other, to shift each other mentally.
Not to change, to help grow one another.
To build. To build. But there are some things that need to be changed. Like there was a lot of things in me that I was like, yeah, get that out of me. I don't even want to even have that in my spirit or in my heart, because I know that could be a hindrance to our marriage and where we're going and things that I don't want to trickle down to our children.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't really need to say too much else. At the end of the day, cultivate one another. If you cultivate one another, you have a successful marriage because you'll always be growing. Yeah. So with that being said, we did it on purpose again.
We did it on purpose.
See y'all on the next one.
Let's get this handshake though. We're going to try for real. 1, 2, 3.
We're going to see y'all on the next one because we ain't got it figured out yet.